Hello there everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, and this episode is going to be a bit of a mixed bag in terms of what's being featured, because we've got support and we've got a paralogue to do. So first we're starting off with Hanneman's support, and I've got to say, Hanneman is a funny case for me, because at first I wasn't that into him, because again, he's not the most exciting character, and stuff like that. I mean, nothing against him, I just didn't find him particularly exciting. But then, when I was reading up his supports for, like, with the Black Eagle specifically, especially some of the characters like Hubert, you know, Dorothea, and Linhardt and so on, like, Hanneman really surprised me with how much wisdom he has. Like, it's more than just him being, you know, oh, I've lived for so long, I know all these different things. It's about him always offering a different perspective on how people feels and a more mutual ground. Because, like, Hubert has a massive thing against his father, but then Hanneman kind of points the thing out. It's like, did you ever consider why he did this? You know, why he did what he did? It doesn't change Hubert's feelings, but it brings up a big, you know, thing, and it should cause him to think differently. You know, he gets to hear all of what Dorothea has been through, and, you know, he explains to Linhardt about him, like, even though he may not fulfill all his crest research, he's laid out the groundwork for future generations to come, so he's going to keep pushing forward. And even to, like, Edelgard, where, you know, he goes on about, like, because obviously she plans to destroy crests and, like, get rid of them in society and not make them so favored, but he still wants to study them regardless, because he wants to find a use for them outside of just warfare. And it's really interesting. Again, I really like Hanneman because of that. Obviously, you know, his main thing is that he is interested in crests, but he's interested in, like, for various reasons. You can see how his interest in doing so has just kind of shaped him into the type of person he is, where he doesn't really care for status, he doesn't care for title and stuff like that. He just wants to do what he can to benefit society and so on. And again, it ties into you as well, because you have the crest of the Flame Emperor, the crest of the Emperor, the crest of Flames, which Nemesis had, yeah. And because of that, you know, it gives a bit of mystery behind it. It's like, how the hell did you get this crest? It's so rare, and so on. So, yeah, that is rather interesting. But at the same time, you know, a lot of Hanneman's support, you get to know him as more of a human type thing. Because even in the, you know, even in the second support with Byleth, Hanneman actually offers to tell you more about himself. Because, you know, him trying to conduct experiments without getting to know someone, it puts people off. So him actually telling you about himself, you know, Hanneman is a nice guy. You know, he's like, He's like that really, really wise uncle figure. Wise he is. Bless. So yeah, Hanneman grew on me. Again, he's not one of my favourite of the church route characters. You know, I'm still a bigger fan of the likes of Manuela and Shamir. But Hanneman, you know, give him credit. I like Hanneman quite a lot. You know, he is wise in a, like, just when it comes to life advice and looking at things from a more neutral perspective and just considering things differently. But, you know, that's what makes Three Houses' character interesting. He's not just a case of, oh, I study crests and this is all I talk about. He actually kind of takes a more neutral stance in a lot of situations, which is good. I really like that. And then next we have, I think it is Manuela, actually. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's Manuela. And again, I love Manuela so much because she is one part wonderful diva, other part complete train wreck. And it's hilarious. Because, like, you know, obviously, you know, everyone has their faults, but it's like, Manuela is two different extremes, and those extremes just bounce off each other so well. Like, you think, because, you know, Manuela, like, let's face it, even though she is a very, very attractive woman. I mean, like, come on, just give her a look and, like, yeah, you are attractive. I mean, obviously, everyone has certain preferences. Maybe she wears a bit too much makeup, but there's no denying that she's definitely attractive. And, you know, she has status as a once, you know, center of the opera. So obviously, she has, you know, she is successful and she looks beautiful. So you'd think that at least someone would be able to look past that stuff, because naturally everyone has their faults, and obviously Manuela's are very extreme. But at the same time, like, you know, physical attraction is definitely a thing in relationships. Obviously, it's not the core thing. You know, you like, even if someone isn't that physically attractive, you love them that much, then that's all that matters. But I think when it comes to relationships, physical attraction, even if it's minor, plays a role in this. So the more physically attractive, the more inclined you are to want to seek out a relationship with them. I mean, yeah.
It can't be my looks.
Or, yeah. Yeah, she is very attractive, so it's just interesting to see, like, how bad of a person can she be, where even her looks can't save her. Like, because to me, Manuela seems like, yeah, she has issues, but she doesn't seem like to me, she's not like spiteful or horrible or money grubbing or anything like that. That's the type of a person where it's like, I would not be with them because they are generally horrible people. It's just that Manuela has really annoying quirks about her, but she is a good-hearted person.
Girl can tell a lie when she hears
And obviously Manuela's very stressed about that because she's getting older, her looks will fade eventually, and, you know,
unkempt.
yeah.
Short temper.
Yeah, maybe she has her faults, but it's harder for it's harder for her because obviously when people, once you start reaching a certain age, you are kind of set in your ways. Obviously, people continue to grow and evolve, but the older you get, the more set in your ways you are because you've matured so much. And it's difficult to, it's harder to adapt. It's easier to adapt when you're much younger because you're learning so much more. And you're more easily impacted, and you can be easily shaped and formed by your surroundings. Whereas when you're older, you've already kind of shaped the person you are. So to be further changed by that, it's difficult. So obviously for Manuela, the older she gets, the harder everything gets. So yeah, again, that's interesting. Wait, whose support is this? I can't remember. Wait. Oh god, who is it? I can't remember. Oh, it's Mercedes. Oh yeah, this one. We learn more about Mercedes' backstory and all that jazz, and also just how she goes through life, which is very interesting because, like Bernadetta, the time skip actually does play into their character arcs, because Mercedes' one is where she just goes with the flow and thinks, oh, literally everything is the will of the goddess. But then come the Ace support, she actually has to contemplate, oh, do I actually want to do this because it's not favourable for me, I really don't want to go through with it. Instead of just saying, oh, it's what the goddess said, I might as well do it, she's really thinking for herself, and I think that's lovely. She's more than just, she's not an airhead or anything like that. She's just very sweet. And, here she's just being the most lovely figure in the world because I don't know what it is about Mercedes. She also has the same voice of Renea.
What's troubling you?
And she's just so, like, the softness that comes from her voice. It's not like just being high-pitched. There's a real softness and warmth that comes from Mercedes, and it's wonderful.
I can't walk properly.
But at the same time, I think she's a good, because obviously you have that, oh, I'm a sweet, motherly type figure archetype, but I really like how Mercedes goes about it, because, it just feels very natural for her to be this soft and warm. But at the same time, like I said, with her story arc, she does, put her foot down eventually, and so on, and she's not the type to literally just go, even with Sylvain, she's not the type where, she's oblivious to things, she's not an idiot, she's just very sweet and lovely. But, she's not dumb. And again, I like that, because sometimes they'll make characters who are good-natured, but kind of airheaded, like Princess Peach, where she's sweet and all, but she's a bit of a, she's a bit of a dunce. I mean, I'm talking in the main series games. Obviously, in, the Mario RPG, in, Super Mario RPG, she's not. She's actually quite clever. But I'm just thinking main series. And obviously, Mercedes has been through a lot. She's just trying to, stick to her faith, and that's what keeps her going. She's just a sweet-natured person. Yeah. But also, it also makes sense why Mercedes acts this way, because I think she's, older than most of the characters in, most of the students in Garrett Mark. She's in her 20s, whereas most of them are around the whole, 17, 20 gap, so between that. Obviously, Slice is only 15 and stuff like that, but, and I think Dedue's quite old, but obviously, him, Mercedes, stuff like that, they're the older members of the group, and, as such, she kind of acts like the mother, and she's more tentative, and she notices these things. That's also why she's probably willing to be so helpful, because, again, she is older and stuff like that, she's more mature. Yeah.
May I share something with you, Professor?
She just, again, I don't know what it is, but she hits that nice middle ground of being sweet, but not stupid, and I really love that. She's just really sweet and lovely person. A lot of that has to do with the delivery, though. Her design is lovely and her dialogue is lovely, but the delivery really helps. I wonder what she sounds like in Japanese, because I haven't listened to any of this in Japanese. I've just heard it in English, and the voice acting is fantastic. I think Mercedes, Rhea, who else is really good? Edelgard's really good. Bernadette is really good, mainly because her voice actress can get so much range on the characters, which is, which is because Bernadette is so expressive. And also, freaking Hubert is really good as well. Oh, and someone's got a birthday. Is it a tea party? Oh, it's Bernadetta. Oh, remember, this live stream, I failed this one, unfortunately. I swear, Bernadetta and Marianne I find the hardest to do, because when someone is so self-deprecating, it's really hard to talk about things, even light-hearted things, so they don't like it.
Out of your way to get my favorite tea?
Well, this helps.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Bless Bernie.
Thanks so much.
And, it's funny, because some of the time skip designs, people look rougher around the edges, whereas Bernie looks a lot better, and she is very sweet. Because, yeah, Bernadetta and Marianne, they want to be happy, but it's not easy for them to be happy. Yeah. So, again, I kind of screwed that one up. I done botched it. Yeah. Yeah, and you want to talk to him about maybe some like that. Like obviously, Bernadetta loves plants, married, and like stuff like that. Yeah. So again, with that one, I was just like, I don't know what to fucking pick.
I like to hide out in the greenhouse, but I always have to leave eventually. No place to sleep.
But obviously, characters like Bernadetta, they are, they are, just because they're self-deprecating doesn't mean they don't have things they like and so on. And she is sweet, bless her soul. Yeah, I didn't give the gift because it's like, she's not one of the things she's really, really into. I think. I could be wrong. Again, she really does look like Morgan if Morgan woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Bless. You can't, I like how they also made Bernadetta, it's like, she does have,
being around people, right?
She does have real proper anxiety problems. It's not just a case of being awkward.
I try not to think about my hair too much.
Her hair is a bit shaggy, bless. No.
I don't...
And she doesn't even look at you properly. She just looks down. Again, she has that real sunken in eyes. Not to the extent Marianne has. Marianne's are like super sunken in. Yeesh.
Yet. This was great.
And again, I like how the tea party does more than just allow you to do this, that, and the other. It's like you actually get increased charm by doing it. Which is good. So here we are, an ocean view, which is Flayn and Seteth's paralogue. This paralogue, again, gameplay-wise, it's just kind of but story-wise, character-wise, I really like it because you find out a lot about them and so on. And it made me respect Seteth a lot more. Because before this paralogue, I wasn't big on Seteth. I found him a bit of a stick in the mud. But this paralogue made me like, okay, I quite like Seteth. Then Silver Snow, even though I've only played a bit of it, really, really, really improved Seteth for me. Seteth might be one of my favourite church members. I really like the direction they go with him. He is a bit of a stiff and a stick in the mud, but when you learn about him and how much, how much he does, he cares for Flayn and he tries to look out for Ray and just do his job, I really do appreciate it. And even his attitude changes toward you if you side with them, because obviously, you're helping out and he really appreciates that. Again, he just wants to do the best he can, and obviously he's suspicious of you because, well, duh, you get all this authority, and you for what it's worth, you didn't even apply for this job, you just kind of got it. Yeah. So yeah, it's really it's really, really cool. And again, I like that about Three Houses, how characters I wasn't big on at first can change on me so much. Like again, there were some characters I liked straight out the gate. Flayn was adorable. Petra I liked, Dorothea I liked, Mercedes I liked, Annette I liked, Hilda I liked, Dimitri I liked, Edelgard I liked, but some of them really grow. Like Hubert looked like a dickhead. Stuff like that, but it's like, okay, no, Hubert's actually pretty cool, and I like his more professional relationship with Edelgard. Caspar was kind of generic shonen stuff, and it's like, oh wait, he actually has got some really interesting story elements and so on. Lenhart I thought was boring, and I realized, oh wow, there's actually his perspective on life I can kind of sympathize with, and he has some really interesting supports. And even Hanneman, I thought he was going to be boring, but no, he's really damn cool. Anyway, so this map is mostly beach and sand and water maps. Obviously, movement is limited for those that aren't thieves, mages, or flying units. So naturally, you want flyers and you want mages primarily. But I also feel archers do well here because of their extended range. They don't have to move far; they can still hit people. So yeah. Also, good magic, either good speed and good res also help here, because there are a lot of magic users here, so you want to have good res, and there are a lot of us fast sword units here, so you want to have good speed or really good defense. If you have good defense and res, then you pretty much want this map. So this map, I'm not gonna lie, with what's her face? With Ingrid. Sorry. With Ingrid in my Blue Lions live stream. She absolutely decimated this map because, again, she had the flying utility and excellent res and speed. Petra has the flying utility, she has the strength, she has the speed, she doesn't have the res. The res is her biggest letdown. Everything else is great. And she does, I think she is the MVP, but, at the end of the day, it's one of those cases where, she did not have the res, so that kind of made things a little bit more difficult. But as you can see, I've mostly packed my team full of mages. Mostly, yeah. Yeah, we bestrided. Yeah. And of course, I love strides so much. It's just, it could just make chapters so much easier, especially because on that initial go, it can make a world of difference, which I find, because again, I remember one of the chaps in the Black Eagles where it's the enemy's quite far away, it's shit, I need to catch up to them, so I used stride, just ran up to them and just absolutely decimated them. And again, I love stride because of that. But I like that it's also limited use. You only get two. Well, you only get like 2 strides, which is fair because if you got more than that, you could clear this thing so fucking easily. But yeah, Seteth is a pretty good unit. Again, he's a Wyvern unit, and I think he's also got a bit good speed too. He's Moon's, yeah, again, like good speed, good defense. His res sucks, but aside from that, he's good. He's actually not that best in terms of strength, but still, he's got it where it counts. You know, he's good. He's a good tank, good Wyvern tank, if you will. So here we go. We be curve shotting. Again, you want to focus on the assassins definitely because I'm going for this guy.
Nerf this!
And there goes burning as well. Okay, got him. Yeah, I didn't bring any other things I wanted because again, because of the Black Eagles, there's quite a few, and I have Marianne helping out, and I recruited Mercedes. I was like, I got a shit ton of mages, might as well go for it, which I did. Yeah. Because again, Black Eagles start with 3 magic units, whereas most houses, well, if I remember correctly, okay, so like Blue Lions only really have 2 magic units starting out, and white magic units, like obviously some of them have good magic growth. Like I heard like Lorenz has a good magic growth, but he's not a magic unit starting out. Like the same way Lysithea and Marianne are, they are full on magic units. So in this particular instance, you know, you've got Hubert, Dorothea, and Linhart, so that's 3 of them. Magic units. So you've already got 3. And then I've got Manuela, could level up. I've got Manuela's thing. I got Flayn has to be in this parallel, so that's 5. So and then you've got like Marianne helping out, that's 6, and then recruited Mercedes, that's 7. 7 magic units. Yeah. Again, that's the thing about Dorothea. Thanks to her sword power, she can get the 11 sword, and hey, I think it works for her pretty damn well. It's the same with Manuela. Again, that's the one thing that magic units can benefit from. If you give them like good sword rank, they can at least get the 11 sword, which helps. Plus, it can allow them to become, if they've got good reason, and thing Mortal Savant, which I heard is one of the weaker Masterclass lines. Granted, the Masterclass has issues in of itself, mainly because the jump, I feel, isn't that significant of a boost. Not only that, but trying to unlock them, you've got to like study in so many different fields and have really high ranks, and I personally think it kind of sucks. At least that's how I feel. Also, what was it that I was going to say? Oh boy. Yeah, it's the same way. Like, Great Knight is legit worse than Paladin. It's like, but Great Knight is Masterclass. Why is it worse than Paladin? Like, what they should have done is made Great Knight a part of the Advanced class, and then you could choose to become Gold or Silver Knight, which is an upgrade version of like Paladin and Great Knight, respectively. So yeah, go silence. Yeah, fuck y'all. Marianne is pretty. Again, Marianne is one of those units where she has the more unique spell sets. Like again, she's got the ice type moves and so on, and like silence, which I find to be very cool. Dorothea's benefit is she's kind of in the middle. She's got a strong, like not as strong as Lysithea and Hubert, but a pretty strong offensive skill set, and not as good as like, you know, Mercedes and Linhart, but pretty good. What do you call it? Assist faith set as well. Whereas like Hubert's his reason set is amazing, but his faith set kind of sucks. Lysithea's great in both, so yeah, she's an amazing magic unit. Yeah, when it comes to pure magic, Lysithea is amazing. Her only problem is her HP and defense are fucking awful. So bow units kind of, especially because they get standard range, bow units can really fuck with her.
Witness Bridget Pride.
Yeah. Now we got darting stance, yeah, and triangle attack. Never made use of triangle attack in this game because I never have 3 flyers on the team. Which might change in Church Route because I'll have Seteth and I will have Ingrid and I will have Petra. So there you go. And there he goes. Boom. And again, Wyverns in this game are so good. I don't think they're stupidly good just because of the strong attack and the flying utility. Yeah, and then there goes Flayn. Kick your ass! Oh, she's adorable. And they're not Radiant Dawn OP because, again, Radiant Dawn, they were only weak to thunder magic, whereas in this, they're still weak to bows. Oh, what are they using? Oh, yeah. Sorry, this is what he had before Resonant Lightning. Because when he gets Resonate Lightning, him and Lysithea are just like, Jesus Christ! Oh my god. And that's the one thing about Authority that's actually damn good. Some of those stronger gambits are really damn strong, like holy shit. Yeah, I gave Dorothea a bow just because, and we got Fiendish Blow, which I think increases magic when you attack. It's like Death Blow, but for magic. And I heard that Death Blow is like the skill to get when you're like when you choose the first couple of classes. Everyone just go Brigand and get Death Blow because it's +6 attack. If I remember correctly. Motherfucker. Yeah, obviously invest in the axe rank for Petra so you can become Wyvern Lord. Originally I was thinking, oh, Swordmaster or something like that. I was like, no, Wyvern Lord. And then I realized, oh, only females can become Pegasus Knights. Well, considering Edelgard's going to become, you know, Axe, going to follow her, just Lord class line. Yeah, that's what I did with Edelgard. I know that like Fortress Knight was better, but I just wanted to go with their main class line for now. I mean, on second playthrough, I'll probably try something different. Hell, I'll probably go Wyvern Lord Edelgard on the second one, just because, you know, Edelgard, Wyvern Lord, holy shit. But, yeah, obviously Dorothea not running a physical class because I've checked her magic, her physical cap is only 30. I think it's got to be one of the lowest in the game in terms of her cap. Oh, go Hubert. That was at 86. Holy shit! I thought I had good dodge. And there he goes. So obviously I wasn't running physical with her, and Bernadetta, I was like, the problem is she like doesn't like her flying's neutral. Yeah, so she's all right, but she doesn't like axes. So, you know, I was thinking, okay, Wyvern Lord maybe not work. But, whereas Petra just kind of fit the bill really well. Like, again, Bernadette, I was pretty much just going to go with Bow Knight, because all her kind of traits lean towards that. I know some classes are better than others, but when a character leans more towards it, it's easier for them to unlock, and that's sometimes what I'll go for. Because as great as it is to want to become a certain class, especially on the first playthrough, unlocking it is a different matter, especially if like they have a negative in that field or even neutral. If they've got a positive, then it's a lot easier. Like again, what was it called? Shit. Like I know Hubert, Dark Knight works best for him, but because I didn't invest in his riding rank, because I fucking dodged my critical, I'll show you. Yeah, because I didn't invest in Riding, I was like, screw it, just stick to Warlock. Because again, if I knew about Dark Knight beforehand, I would have definitely invested in his Riding rank, but I didn't, so you know. But you know, at the end of the day, they can still work. Hubert's still got fantastic magic, and Dark Knight would have benefited him better. Sorry. The same way I would have done the same for Linhardt, knowing his Riding rank and then make him a Holy Knight. But you know, it's one of these things. Again, you learn these things on second playthroughs. Alright, why do they do this one? Did they get level up? Or... Oh, yeah, mastered skill for the archer. Bernadetta did. So she's got hit +20. So she ain't missing. Man, Pegasus Knight with bow utility I just find so fucking useful. Because just that range and that speed, it's fantastic. Especially because, you know, a lot of, you know, Pegasus Knights are kind of designed to kill mages. Oh, here comes Groot Knight, the lightning. Nope. So yeah. When you go online, it gets a bit easier. Oh no, that master skill for a thief. Okay, so it seems the thieves don't have that extended move. Okay, whatever. Again, poor Petra. Pegasus Knight does help balance out some of her res, but magic and res are her biggest problems. Because her skill set, only does I think she have minus in. I can't remember if she has minus in all of them in terms of learning fields. Faith and what do you call it? Faith and Reason. But all I know is her magic growth and her res growth are not good. Not only that, but like her Reason and Faith set is shit. So there's no point really. And Dorothy's like, I can do this all day. Okay, we need to get that soundboard clip. And there they go. Yeah, and this chapter's kind of interesting because like the people that are kind of like religious fanatics, and it's kind of weird because again, this whole thing has been about faith and belief and, you know, the church being in power. But then seeing these religious fanatics go against, like, they're not like against the church. They're not against the goddess. They're for the goddess, but to such an extreme extent. Yeah. Ah, and there goes Hubert again. So is that a level up? Or oh yeah, he backs out his battalion. Why? And then probably Dorothea just goes in. Yeah, that's one of the things. If you've got a good res tank and they've got decent strength stats, stuff like, again, a weapon like a bow could be, or like a 1 to 2 range weapon, maybe a hand axe or a javelin, can be damn useful. Because again, a lot of the other mages will have really shit defense for the most part. So again, you can retaliate with a physical weapon. Even if your attack stat isn't that great, if it's good, then, you know, go for it. Unless your magic is so strong where it just eats through their res like Scipio and Hubert. Where their magic is just beyond belief, honest to God. Oh, there he goes. See, like, Seteth is damn fast. But, oh god, when Petra becomes a Wyvern Lord, ladies and gentlemen, when Petra becomes a Wyvern Lord, literally, holy shit. Well, he's obviously, no. Yeah, again, that's another thing about this game, man. They do not hold back with some of the enemy numbers. Like, they make assassins and they make Pegasites fast as shit. Like, holy crap. And again, I like that about Three Houses. I like being challenged like this. And they go to it again. I swear he's the only one who's got the criticals here. Just stole it all this round. Again, I like when I like the fact that Three Houses finally got not only unit balancing, but enemy balancing right. I heard Maddening's kind of a lot more difficult, but at the same time, I like when a Fire Emblem game does that, where I don't feel overpowered and I don't feel underpowered. Oh, damn, that hurt. Again, that's one of the things about Radiant Dawn. Sometimes you feel too strong, and other times you feel too weak. Most Fire Emblem games, it's kind of varies. Like, Binding Blade normal mode, for the most part, feels okay. It's hard mode where, until you start getting the hard mode bonus units, your infantry are fucking useless. Like, again, Marcus is fine, Lance and Alan are alright, Deeker's okay, but until you start getting, like, well, Marcus is, like, essential. Until you start getting, like, Milady and maybe, like, Klein and Rutger for, like, promotion, and when you promote him, and even, like, and stuff like that. When you start getting those units, that's where it starts getting easier. But until then, like, the first 7 or 8 chapters are a fucking pain in the arse in Binding Blade hard mode. It's the worst thing in the world. Blazing Sword, honest to God, what was it? How do I feel about, like, again, Blazing Sword, I never felt too powerful starting out. Obviously, Marcus is ridiculous in Blazing Sword starting out. But again, as someone who doesn't use Marcus that much, hammer down! What do you call it? I honestly, I felt it was pretty balanced, to be fair, starting out. I didn't feel I was too strong. I mean, yeah, enemies were slow, but I never felt too powerful. And later down the line, it does get a little bit easier towards the end, I won't lie, but that's why I like Hector hard mode, where even though at times it can feel like a slog, I feel the enemies are a bit more towards the end. Middle of Hector hard mode, it just gets tedious. More towards the end, where they start actually throwing some strong aims at you, especially when they have those Valkyries with actually really good, pretty damn good speeds, and they're actually a threat. Especially, like, because I remember I did say chapters, I think it was like 24, the one where you first meet Sophia and, like, Desmond, and then the one right after Ninian died. Those 2 chapters are way better on hard mode, because they actually throw more enemies at you, and it's legitimately challenging, whereas on normal mode, they're piss easy. So yeah, Blazing Sword I think is pretty consistent, but it just, like, sometimes it really fixes things, other times it just kind of falls flat. Yeah. And Sacred Stone is just easy. It's just easy. Path of Radiance, easy until there's this one specific bit. I think it's like after Grail dies and before you get to Benyon, which is actually quite challenging. After that, it just goes easy again. And Awakening depends on power up. Honestly, God, if you don't power up, it's actually quite challenging. But sometimes it gets unfair. Whereas if you power up, it's a joke. Fate's Conquest, good until the end game where it gets ridiculous. Until the last couple of chapters where it just goes overboard.
I suppose you have earned.
And yeah, Echoes, again, Echoes mostly the same, it's just endgame, it just gets stupid.
Flayn is
which is what I like about Three Houses. Endgame wasn't stupid, it was consistent. So yeah, Flayn is Seteth's daughter because of course he is. Yeah.
Due to certain circumstances.
Yeah, it's sweet, their little story, and it explains why Flayn loves fish and fishing because her mother loved it so much. And you know, it makes it's really really sweet the fact that they're father and daughter just trying to be so close. And Flayn herself is a little baby, bless her soul. She's just adorable. She's a baby. Yeah, Genealogy, I thought, in terms of difficulty, I think Genealogy's fine, except the only problem is, like, bosses, where certain weapons are just stupidly broken.
She and I came here together often.
But, you know, that's just Genealogy. Shadow Dragon I didn't have a problem with, difficulty-wise. I can't remember a lot of it, so I can't really say. I just didn't have a problem with Shadow Dragon difficulty-wise. I didn't think it was too hard or too easy, so props to that.
Fish is my favorite.
And yeah, I've spoken about all the Fire Emblem games. So yeah, that's how I feel about difficulty in Fire Emblem. I think Three Houses is one of, if not the best, in terms of difficulty. Radiant Dawn is the worst though, just because of how unbalanced it is. Again, difficulty and unit balancing kind of go hand in hand. For the most part, I thought Path of Radiance and Sacred Stones are decent unit balancing, and they're still some of the they have some of the better unit balancing, but they're still one of the easiest games in the series. Whereas, like, you know, Fates, Conquest, and Birthright. Birthright is pretty easy, even though the unit balancing is pretty solid, whereas Conquest was rather challenging, but that unit balancing was also pretty solid too. It was only really Mozu that sucked, and Charlotte that sucked ass. Everyone else was alright. Like, you know, Benny was at least very bulky. And obviously Gunter was good, Xander, Leo's Leo. Nyx and even Odin starts alright. Yeah. So yeah, we got the staff and we got the lance. So anyway, that is the end of that part for Fire Emblem Three Houses. So next time we meet, it's actually a lot more story focused. We're going to see that cutscene where they dance. We're going to let Dorothea do the dance competition and become a dancer. Again, landslide, because just to see who she's up against. And we're also going to see who we're going to meet at the tower for the first time, but not the last time. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful day.